Back in my college days, I started off my hair journey relaxed. And I had armpit length relaxed hair. And all I wanted, sis, was for my hair to be bra strap length and relaxed. That's all I wanted, okay? I thought my hair would be long, long once I reached bra strap length. So I started taking care of my own hair. And after several months, I retained no length. Nothing was retained. And so I was puzzled by this, and I posted on a forum that I belonged to asking for help. Someone on there asked me to list the products that I use. And that, my friends, is when I found out exactly why I was not retaining any length. Stay tuned to this video because I'm going to tell you what I learned, and I'm going to tell you how you can apply this so that you don't have the same issue that I had. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where I share my personal hair journey, and this, my friends, is another personal hair journey video. Let's talk about what I learned about product ingredients. Okay, if you stick around this channel any length of time, you know that being able to read a product ingredients label is very important to me. That is something that I've always cared about, and the reason why is because my hair was breaking off at the same rate that it was growing when I first started taking care of my own hair. So let me tell you what happened with the person asking about my products. I listed all my products, and they pinpointed a leave-in that I use, and they said, that leave-in, ain't that a protein leave-in? I said, oh, okay. So I went down the rabbit hole and learned all there was to learn about how to recognize protein on an ingredients label. And then I went and looked at all the products that I use, and y'all, every single product that I use was heavy in protein. I was basically overdosing my hair in protein, and protein is very good for the hair, let me tell you that. But too much of a good thing is bad. So my hair was becoming dry and brittle, and it was breaking off. So let me bring you into the rabbit hole, okay? The first word that I learned was hydrolyzed, okay? Hydrolyzed was the word. So a lot of these at-home protein treatments that people do, like they put mayonnaise on their hair, they do eggs, using yogurt, all these things put protein in the hair. A lot of those things don't actually provide protein to the hair because the molecules are too big to actually penetrate into the hair. And so manufacturers, people who soup up products and things like that, they know this, right? So they do a process that causes the molecules to become hydrolyzed. Okay, so when something has been hydrolyzed, it's been made smaller so that it actually can be used by your hair. So usually, and this is a hard and fast rule, y'all, this video is super unscientific, okay? But usually when proteins are on an ingredients list, they will have the word hydrolyzed in front of them. You can use this little hack to be able to point out the proteins on the ingredients list. Now, it's not enough just to be able to recognize if there's protein. You also want to know if this is a very strong protein product or if it's just something that happens to have protein in it and it really isn't going to do that much. This is very important. This was also something that I discovered down the rabbit hole. Product ingredients lists are usually listed in order of concentration. So things that are higher up in the ingredients list, there's more of that in the product than things that are at the bottom of the ingredients list. Now, there are loopholes in which they can do little shady stuff and list stuff out of order and do all that, but we ain't talking about that today because they can do that, and sometimes they do. But for most products that you guys are typically purchasing, it's going to be listed in order, right? So if the protein ingredients, hydrolyzed ABC123, is in the first 5 or somewhere at the top of the ingredients list, it's typically going to be a stronger protein treatment. If your protein ingredients are listed towards the middle of the ingredients list, it's probably going to be an in-between medium protein treatment. And then if the ingredients are at the very bottom, like the bottom 5 or something like that, yeah, that's something that just got protein in it. It probably is moisture based. It probably isn't really going to do much as far as strengthening or whatever. So these two things combined is how I figured out that I had protein in every single thing that I was using, and that a lot of them were pretty like heavy in protein. There was a lot of protein in them. Now I want to get into some real world examples here, and I want to use that Mono's hair deep conditioner as an example. So if y'all will recall, It was a treatment that was advertised for balancing the moisture and protein in your hair, and people were starting to think that it was a protein treatment for some reason, and they were like shocked if it was when it was moisturizing, because it's a good deep conditioner. I will say that Mo knows hair, know how to make a deep conditioner. And Mo even made a video, or it was a part of a video, in which she was trying to explain to people that it really wasn't a protein treatment. So I have the ingredients list of it, and I'm going to skim it really quick. So the product is called the Curl Restoring Treatment. And in the ingredients list, if I look here, the first protein that I see in here is hydrolyzed wheat protein. It is kind of towards the bottom of the middle section. Maybe if you would consider it to be kind of the bottom, but at the top of the bottom. I know that's weird. And then you also have hydrolyzed quinoa, which is the third ingredient from last. So there are proteins in this treatment. They are not the main focus. This is not a protein treatment. It is, as it is advertised and as Mo was trying to tell folks about. And I do find this to be very moisturizing. The second example I want to talk about is the Pattern Treatment Mask. So Pattern came out with this like treatment line. It had like an oil and a mask, and I did purchase it. I didn't make any video content about it, like even hauling it. I did not make a video about me trying it. And I will tell you this from experience, it has crazy slip. You can brush your hair with it and everything, but you have to follow it with a moisturizing deep conditioner, else your hair will be straw-like. And I used it maybe 3 months ago and haven't touched it again since. And I said, if I use this on a regular basis, it's going to be seasonal at that. So this is what we're working with. Okay, so if we get into the ingredients list for that one, Pattern Beauty Treatment Mask, it only has one protein ingredient that I can easily identify, and that ingredient is hydrolyzed rice protein, and it is ingredient number 4. It is in the top 5 ingredients, so it is making up a lot of the product. And I can tell you, like I said, this bad boy, you have to follow it up. I have not used anything in years in which I've had to I was forced to follow it with a moisturizing treatment afterwards, but you have to with this Pattern Beauty product. I don't want people to take this information and run off into the sun with it and break their hair off. It's great to be an educated consumer. I'm all about that, knowing what you're buying and buying with intention and purpose. That is so important. But I'm gonna quote one of the hairstylists that I like to follow, Abena Palmore. Many years ago, she said in a video that the proteins in your general regular products are good enough if you have, relatively healthy natural hair that you don't use heat on, that you don't put chemicals on like color and stuff like that. You're not going to need a protein treatment. A leave-in that happens to have protein in it is probably good enough for you. And it was funny because right before I'm filming this, she did a live not too long ago in which she said this again. And I was like, oh my God, you said that years ago and you haven't said it since. And then there you go, you said it again. But also, I think there was a video that Narada put out, African Hair God, and I think it was a whole video about leave the protein alone and overuse of protein and things of this nature. So I want you to feel empowered and to know what you're buying, but please don't use this as a means to now you're gonna start, I'm gonna do a light protein this often, I'm gonna do a heavy protein this often. Don't do your hair like that, because honestly, if you have boring hair, as I call it on my channel, you don't need all that. You're good. If you have a habit of falling down ingredients rabbit holes, I have another video that does the same thing. It's about shampoo ingredients, so you can know like how cleansing is your shampoo, and it's easier for you to select a shampoo that's good for you. I'm going to let YouTube recommend another video over here, and then of course subscribe. Invite me to your subscriptions page because I post videos every week, and I'll talk to you in the next one.